coming to you live from deep within an icy but possibly also windy and sometimes sunny radioactive meme land. We are the survivors of the alt-right apocalypse, the few, the brave, the bitchy, once more wading into battle against the froggy hordes with Rantzerker, number 20, no, wait, 80, 84.
83.
Something.
83, 80 something.
80 something. Who the fuck cares? Nobody keeps track of
Some
the
people
numbers.
do. And you realize now we're going to have like a couple dozen comments about...
Oh yeah, way to start the stream, guys.
And yeah, I do keep track. Way to trigger my spurg. Way to trigger my Asperger's.
All right, you need help. Okay, whoever you are, just go get some help.
The tism.
Okay.
If you're paying that much attention to us, yeah, you got problems.
Well,
You got issues.
and then we'll also get the ones that say the only thing you do is do ridiculous, silly streams where you respond to feminists. Yeah, that's the only thing we do.
Well, it's not the only thing, but it's the funnest thing we do, so.
Yeah, so let's get in. So this one is on the Sydney University protests of the red pill in Sydney.
Oh, by the way, before we start, Allison?
Yes.
In Sydney, Australia. I just want to thank you for these headphones. They're very nice. My oldest thanks you as well, because after the puppy ate his headphones, his earbuds, he had to borrow mine for one evening, and they were here, and so he could borrow them. So he says thank you,
excellent. So for everyone listening, I did indeed get Karen some earphones. As you were giving us the monies, giving us the shekels, I was arranging to send earphones to Karen. So hopefully there'll be less echo this
It's already
stream.
a 9,001% improvement.
Yeah, well, and they're very comfortable too, unlike most earbuds. So
They're comfy buds. All right.
yeah.
So, okay. So just so you guys know, we're a couple days, 3 days. The fundraiser is a little hinky. Sometimes it's 3 days, but it actually means more like 4. We're 4 days from the end of the first part of our fundraiser, in which we will assess how much shekels we have and whether or not we're going to attempt to get Brian to Australia. And just to correct what Brian said on Monday with Jeff Holiday, if we don't get the money, we cannot go to Anaheim, California to attend VidCon. So it's not absolutely assured that we will go to Anaheim, California, to attend VidCon, and Karen won't be going.
Yeah, no, there's absolutely no frickin' way. And I have actually another planned event in Calgary on the 24th of June, so I won't be able to go. And I would have said no anyway, because it's too long away with a new puppy in the house and all these kids and shit. So
first we're going to just see how we do with this, getting Hannah to Australia. And if we manage to finish off our fundraiser, the current stage of our fundraiser, we will be doing a meetup in Sydney, and Karen will be meeting up in Sydney with us.
Yes, I will actually be spending some time in Sydney prior to the conference. I'll be going about a week early, leaving on the 1st, because I have a TV appearance on Sky News program, The Outsiders, I believe it's called, on Sunday morning of the 4th. And then I will be speaking at the Sydney Institute on the 7th, around 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the evening. So I get to write 2 speeches for this trip on totally different topics, which is going to be fun. That's going to be a scramble. And Bettina Arndt, who is a sex therapist in Australia who's very actively involved in men's issues, and I believe she's going to be the keynote speaker at the conference, has been trying to arrange for more appearances and events and stuff like that. And she's been very, very kind to offer to let me and my guy, who will be coming with us with his tax return money, allow us to stay with her in her place. So,
if you want to see Karen on the 5th for a meetup on the 5th of June, you do have to go to our fundraiser, www.feedthebadger.com, and throw some shekels in the hat.
$2, $5, $10,
About $3.50.
$25.
Whatever, everything helps, you know.
$5,000.
And you will also be seeing me and Hannah. If you are listening to this after the live show and you want to hear the full stream, go to www.honeybadgerradio.com for our unabridged podcasts, or look up to the right of this video. There is a link to go directly to the unabridged version on YouTube.
Okay, pause. This is what they chant. Okay, dogs! Oh my god. This is what they chant when the police actually step in, and try to calm things down, right? And maybe separate the two groups to prevent physical altercations. Is they start yelling "cops on campus" and that essentially cops don't belong here, get lost cops, right? Stop keeping people safe, stop keeping riots from breaking out and people from actually assaulting each other. Go away, cops. You're oppressing us.
What's interesting about this screening is some people try to say paint it like a feminist thing, although it's done from a feminist perspective. Now, about feminism.
Okay, she says some people are saying that it was done from a feminist perspective. Cassie was a feminist. She was a very strong feminist when she started making this movie.
Yep.
So it's not some people were saying. The actual director and producer of the... Oh my god, dogs! Oh my god. Alright, go on.
Okay. Also, if you need evidence of what Cassie's views were before she made the movie, look at the other movies she made. They're definitely more on the feminist side of things.
Feminism isn't an identity, it's an action.
She said feminism is not an identity, it's an action.
And what is that action?
What does that even mean?
Well,
what
actually,
does that even fucking mean?
Can I say something? I think actually,
yes.
It's actually kind of interesting because that was one of the things that we've talked about when it comes to men's advocacy. It's not a title or a label that we don't want to treat it as though it's a label that you wear. It's something that you either define by what somebody does or it's not. It's a verb, right? I'm a men's rights advocate. Why? Because I advocate. I talk about it. I'm an activist, men's rights activist. Why? Because I'm out there doing things. Feminist doesn't describe an action, really, which is funny because that's how she's describing it. It's just an attitude. It's just an ideology. It's just, I believe this, and I believe these things, and this word puts it out there.
And if your actions target women's bathrooms, with your very expensive stickers, mind you, they spend a lot of money on the promotion of this film.
Okay,
Stickers aren't expensive.
This really fucking annoys me, though. Okay, when what's her name, Catherine Wynne, the lesbian feminist premier of Ontario, frees up $80 fucking million over 4 years for a PSA campaign for domestic violence against women. Okay? And she's complaining about the expensive stickers we used to promote this event and how the 50 cents they could have saved by just jotting something down in Sharpie on a piece of scrap paper and sticking it on the walls instead, right? That could have gone to men's domestic violence shelters or prostate cancer research or whatever, right? Like, we don't have the right to promote our events in the best way possible, in the most effective way possible, because we should be spending that money, right, on that tiny little fraction of what they get as a matter of course, right? We should be spending every penny of it on, like, I don't know, fucking, all of us should be, I don't know, I should be inviting freaking homeless men to sleep on my couch, and, and we should all be Earl Silverman, essentially, running domestic violence shelters out of our own fucking pockets.
And then killing, sorry.
Yeah.
That was, is that too soon? Sorry.
No, it's not too soon for for
I mean, for
Earl.
fuck's sake, that is not a sustainable business model.
No, and the idea that, like, someone like Anita Sarkeesian can charge $5,000 to $20,000 depending on who she's, how far she's going and what the event is, to go and speak somewhere, right? And yet she's gonna bitch us out over $25 worth of fucking stickers, which is probably what it was.
And also, they had to pay for the film rights. Now, I see that they wanted to put proceeds towards prostate cancer research. That's a very noble pursuit. I asked them, why did you spend so much on promotion if you wanted to put money towards prostate cancer research?
Because you are promoting the event so that people will buy tickets, and then you take the leftovers from the tickets and you donate it to prostate cancer research. If you don't promote it, nobody buys tickets.
I think her argument is that nobody should see that. Her real argument, because this doesn't make any freaking sense, is simply, no, we shouldn't have to see this movie.
Yeah.
All of this is just dressing.
Clearly, they're up to something. They did a lot of promotion.
Yeah.
That's suspicious.
Stickers.
They wanted people to see it.
Stickers in bathrooms.
They wanted to.
We spent so much, they really went all out. They bought TV ad spots during prime time on all of the major networks in Australia. They advertised on radio. They bought radio ad spots. No, they didn't. They bought stickers and posters.
I talked to a couple of the people around the place who have here to support the film, and they note some interesting statistics, such as that men are more likely to die in battlefronts, and men are more likely to die at workplaces. And I ask, is feminism the one that's killing these men?
Okay, we were both wrong. She was just like, oh, some bad thing happened. Feminism didn't do that. No, and the thing is that
the important thing is that we don't blame feminism.
Yeah, feminism maybe didn't do that, but feminism has done a lot of other things, and feminism is the primary thing standing in the way of any discussion of the issues. So, as we can see from this video right here.
Well, okay, wait. Let's look at the logic, though. I'm just going to step through it. There are these negative things happening to men. Feminism isn't responsible for them. You're just responsible for standing in the hall like a human plug, preventing people to talking and looking at the issues.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think you just contradict yourself there.
No, it's
Nasty
like,
woman.
yeah, she's a human plug. But that's actually never mind. But
Yeah, never mind. I got you, Karen.
Ew. But essentially, I just, this really points, I think that this really reveals the mindset of feminists, is that, and most people who are engaged in the identity politics mindset, is that if blacks are having problem, whites are to blame. If women are having problems, men are to blame, right? And it really, so if we say that men are having problems, right, their first instinct is to say feminism is not to blame, because that's the way they think, right, is when they say women are having problems, men are to blame, right? Or patriarchy is to blame. And so when we say men are having problems, they automatically assume that we are blaming feminism or we are blaming women, right?
We're in a situation where we have possibly the best excuse not to care about or donate to men's issues. Sorry, feminists, your ideology, or what a lot of you promote, is the best excuse not to care about men at all.
Yeah.
It's the best excuse. And anything that challenges the best excuse to say, you know what, fuck it. I mean, fuck the homeless guys. Fuck the men who get abused. Fuck the men who get raped. Fuck our vets. Fuck them all. The best, in challenging the best excuse for people to do that. The best excuse for people to continue with their apathy and inertia and not caring. I think that is critical to turning people on to the fact that they should care.
Yeah.
It's
and they shouldn't, even if you can't bring yourself to care about men, right? Like to feel that depth of compassion, when you're doing the walk a mile in her shoes event, and you're raising money so that you can put, you're taking pledges. You're going door to door and taking pledges, and you're taking pledges from people at work, and then you're going to go walk a mile in her shoes, right? In fucking women's high heels as a guy. Right, and you did your bit for these poor women, and you feel so much. Even if you can't bring yourself to feel that kind of compassion for men, you should at least be exposed to the idea that leaving men behind isn't good for anyone. It's not good for anyone to ignore men, to abandon men. It does not make for a functional society. It will not make for a good, healthy society that your sisters and your daughters will have to live in 10, 15, 20 years, right? And so even if we can't convince people to care on that visceral level as much about men as they do about women, right? We can at least show them that, ignoring men causes larger problems down the road. And those problems impact everybody.
I just want to point this out. You're saying that we blame feminists as you're blocking us being able to talk about and watch a video on men's issues. You know what? If there was ever a point in time where we were trying in fact, we try not to blame you. You just make it so fucking hard. Like you're sitting right there preventing anyone talking about these issues that you even acknowledge are bad. You're sitting in that hallway preventing people from going to a movie about those issues. And you're saying, they blame us, they blame feminists. Yeah, well, how can we not? You're the ones blocking us. Mm-hmm. You're the ones protesting us. Can you didn't acknowledge reality here?
You didn't create the problems, honey. You're just the people who are standing in the way of doing anything about them.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, knowledge.
Awareness. Yeah, no, it's...
Allison, did you say dude? That's a gender term.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, we probably should not have
gender?
Dudette. We probably shouldn't have assumed her gender just from her her gender presentation and the fact that she's a women's officer. We probably should not have assumed she was a woman.
People inside this room, from the Libertarian Society, from Birfday, from the Conservatives, the Liberals. Fuck the libs! Fuck the libs!
Oh yeah. Now that classical liberals took the term liberal back. Now they're all fuck the libs, and Antifa's spray painting liberals get a bullet too, and yeah. So they're like fuck liberals because classical liberals took the moniker of liberal back over the last probably 4 years, and it's no longer associated strictly with the left. It's associated with the sort of the quadrant theory of politics, rather than the left-right
authoritarian, libertarian
versus libertarian.
Yeah.
If they're taking back, if they're saying now they're pushing liberals out. Anybody who has any kind of label, I'm calling it now, socialist, leftist, communist, any other label but feminist.
Rusky.
If you have any other label but feminist, you are on notice.
Yeah, fucking pinko commie.
Yeah, yours is a bromunism or brocialist. You're a brocialist.
Brocialist.
That's where they're gonna go. They're gonna push out everything but feminism.
Dr. Rantzerker says Australians call their conservatives liberals. They told me this 100 times.
Oh no, well that's the parties. Right, that's like the British Columbia Liberal Party is actually more conservative than.
Yeah, it says Liberal Party in Australia is the Conservative Party. However, there is that doesn't really change what we're saying. I mean, that might change what's being said in this video, but the fact is there are the radical communists in the left that are pushing the liberals away because of the classical liberal stuff. because the liberals are too moderate and too about these crazy ideas like freedom of speech and freedom of assembly and freedom to choose things.
If this is such a feminist film, if this film was such a great film, why didn't you ask the Women's Collective to co-host?
Okay, but it's not a feminist film. It's a film made by a feminist.
And
But
also,
it's-
why should they have to?
Why? And
Well, you didn't invite us to your party. That's why we're crashing it and making you can't have it. That is such a childish. If you had learned about this and this was the real reason you were upset, you know what? Contact the people involved and putting together the film and say, hey, how can we help? Do you want to have us on your panel? Do you want us to put up some stickers or some posters? And maybe if you have any posters left you haven't printed, maybe we could have a name on your poster. You don't do this. We weren't invited to this event, so therefore they can't have it. What the fuck is that?
Maybe the fact that one woman is holding a sign that says, I'm here to bathe in male tears outside of the
Men's
red pill.
rights activist tears.
Yeah, MRA's tears. Maybe that kind of gives a clue as to why you may not be suited to watch the film.
Or no, I think they should all watch the film.
Absolutely,
I think they should be
absolutely.
I think they should be strapped down like fucking
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, like Clockwork Orange, and being forced to fucking watch it over and over with a dubstep or something playing in the background. But not Centipede, because that's just all. Well, no, Centipede would be awesome.
I think that's
anyhow.
perfect.
But instead of lovely Ludwig van, but they just like. There is no cooperating with these people. There's no
Individuals of a certain merit.
Well, I mean, if going back to the Warren Farrell protests, right? Back in what was it, November of 2014, or 2012? Was it 2012? Yeah. That when they asked the one guy, you know, why are you here? And he said his two friends committed suicide. And then he comes and he asks one of these feminists, right? Well, I don't understand why he has to do it here. There are plenty of spaces within feminism to discuss mental health issues and maybe suicide issues, you know. And it's like, yeah, maybe they don't want to use your religion to examine their problems, right? Like it's essentially like, well, why would you want to like have an atheist group to discuss, you know, social problems outside of the context of God and the Bible?
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of places within the church to discuss your issues. Well, maybe I don't want to take a Christian approach to it, fucker.
Maybe I don't want to take an approach in which I have to assume when I'm in a position where I am dealing with feelings of vulnerability and not, I don't want to say weakness, but you know, like not being able to help, not being able to be effective as an agent. I don't want to do it in the context of a religion that insists that I'm an agent, like that I am a super agent. I mean, that's the most. It's like. The whole concept of feminism is that men are always in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a guy who's dealing with feelings of helplessness,
And being unmoored and sort of drifting and just with nowhere solid to put your feet.
It doesn't help to go to a place where people are going to insist that that's not the case.
Or where they're going to insist that before you stand up and speak, all of the women and minorities should speak first. Right, and then when you get up to speak, you have to give your confessional first. Just want to say that, you know, I'm white and I'm male and I'm straight and I'm cis, and therefore I acknowledge my privilege.
The Women's Collective is currently in a battle against the university to see sexual violence combated on campus. We have been advocating for years to see survivors who are studying supported so they can complete their degrees in safety.
What do you mean by supported? So
What she means is, okay, that when somebody makes a complaint that they were sexually assaulted, they can defer their exams, they can drop out of a course that they're failing, they can, even though it's past the deadline, they can stop taking the course and pick it up halfway through, in another semester, right? That there should be all of these modifications and allowances for people who are doing poorly in school if they have been sexually assaulted, if they have made a claim of being sexually assaulted. So essentially what they're fighting for is to provide a set of incentives that would cause women in particular who are failing their classes or not doing well to make a claim, even a vague claim that can't be substantiated in any way and wouldn't harm a particular man. If they make a claim of sexual assault, they can get all of these concessions without having to prove anything.
Okay, so what they're doing is they're trying to make it even more difficult for men to get an education. Jesus Christ. Okay, guys, there is no Snapchat up.
Super chat.
Super chat.
Chat.
Okay.
Don't send dick pics.
All right, so shall we call it a day?
I think so, yeah. I'm going to have to, I don't even know what I'm going to make for dinner, so we better get the after, or the
Yep.
the
All
other
right,
things
guys.
going.
I'll say goodnight to you all.
Good night.